What's going on, everyone? Yes, it is another toy review, and yes, the man that stands in front of you is the one and only child kidnapper that turned children into heroes for him, as the Batman. Now, this here is actually made by amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech line, and I must say, this figure is kind of different. So let's jump into the review and let's see what good old Batman has to offer. So as always, let's look at a full 360 of good old Bats. They did a really good job on this. Really nice job. Scope work is actually really good on this figure, actually. More surprising than I thought it would be. The back is kind of funky. This part is really ridiculous. And in my opinion, I think it could have been done better. Him having this weird backpack peg thing going on, not really feeling that. That's probably the only thing I'm not really feeling more so than anything that's attached to him, rather. But overall, just the scope itself is really nicely done. Nice texture. Nice build on it. He does have that good old Devilman Crybaby penis chin. But outside of that, pretty solid. Now this figure of Batman is it resembles a Jim Lee version of Batman. So he does have the booty chin and more beefed up. So that's what they were going for. They even give you the type of artwork along with the figure when you actually purchase it. It's all over the box. But as for height, here he goes next to SH. It's a metal figure. Can't remember which one. It's SH Figure Arts though. This is my boy Zero. Here is a Figma naked body figure that I've been using lately. As of lately, he's just been pretty much out. And also, here is a model kit version of Aaron. I think Batman is pretty much on his, yep, they're like the same height. So that should give you a general sense on how big this Revoltech figure is. Now also, please let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about the view on the camera? I did buy a new lens, so I actually have a wider angle lens, which allows me to be able to use my camera and now have longer recording time. So no more 10-minute crap. So that is that. Now, as for good old accessories, Batman here comes with quite a bit, actually. He's going to receive the bag with his stand in it, some extra shoulder pegs just in case if one of yours come crappy or you end up breaking it. So you get 2 extra ones, which is awesome. So you're going to get that. You're going to get his cape. Now I'm going to adjust his cape onto him as I show you. So these 4 pegs that's on his back, you have one shoulder piece here, which is broken down in 3 sections with a peg system. This is single peg, well, single hinge peg rather. All right. And that's just going to go ahead and peg right on there, like so. Here's the other side. Alright, so now that's out the way. You're going to get 2 other pieces of his cape. And for the most part, to be honest with you, at first when I got this figure, I wasn't really feeling the whole, I'm still really not feeling it too much, but it's not as bad as it seemed. It's more so just getting used to figuring out how you want to use the pose. But once you get the hang of it, it actually is really well done. And I was able to do some really wild poses with this figure, even though he have this beefy cape on him. So it's not that bad. Let me see. Where is? I was about to say, where's the hoe? Funny. All right. Batman, don't be a biatch. There we go. All right. So there's the other side. And here is the other part. Now, what's funny about this cape, when you do open it up, it's going to seem kind of weird because you are going to get quite a bit of different parts to his cape, which I will be going over that as well to kind of give you an idea of what you'll be seeing. But I'm pretty sure for the people that have been looking at reviews, probably seen them on other great reviews. So this will be another review you can look at, kind of get a general sense. So that is his cape all put together. So you're going to get 2 of these particular parts It's going to come in the box, and you can see it's pretty damn long. This right here is actually his fist attached to make it look like he's swooping down. The sculpt on the hands is really nice, by the way, but you get this long piece, and obviously it's broken down in several pieces, and you pretty much find the right way you want to do it and attach it to good old Batman. So you're going to get that for both sides. You're going to get his grappling hook. So nicely done. This is already put together for you, so there's nothing being pegged into the gun. This is just one whole piece. So be careful, don't want to break anything there. You're going to get his grappling gun without the hook attached, which is really nicely done. Real nice work on there. Nice clean paint job. Get a batarang. You're going to get a cringe teeth version of good old Batman here. It's really tiny. Scope work on this face piece is kind of, I haven't put it on yet, so maybe I can do it before the video is up, but that's that. You're going to get the hand for the actual grappling gun. By the way, these hands are really, really sculpted well. Like, it's probably the best Revoltech hands I've seen, to be honest with you, especially this one. This one's a really nice expressive hand. It's sculpted really nice. Ball fist hands as usual. Good old fisticuff hands. Alright. And then here's the piece where he's already attached to the cape. So that's really nice. And it's funny because even if you paint this, like if you had some extra ones sitting around, you'll probably paint it and make it look like punching effects. Because that's what it almost looks like by not being attached to the cape. But that's nicely done. So that is all of the accessories that you're going to get with good old Bats. Now as for articulation, his head itself can go about that far up, that far down, can tilt about that much on the other side. Obviously rotation is there, and then you add the neck joint in effect. His head go about that far up, go about that far down, and the neck can also be rotated as well on the joint. So this works together really well. Now, for the people that was not fans of, let me move this out the way 1 second. People that's not fans of, let's say, the Metal Gear, what is that? Was that Phantom Pain? Yeah, Phantom Pain Snake. You'll probably hate this. So I would suggest, if you don't like that particular figure, do not even bother or waste your time if you thought about getting this figure, because it's the same exact design going on. So it does feel very awkward on this joint at times. I've moved it around all day and I'm pretty good, but it does feel awkward. You do get a slight movable joint in the shoulder there. This is on a double hinge, so you can initially do stuff like that, which is really, really weird, but you can do that. I don't know why they keep going with this joint. It is pretty dumb. It's a really dumb design, but hey, it's there. You're going to get this much of a bend going to the bicep itself, which is actually really, really good. Really nice bend there. Almost like a double hinge joint, how good it bends. You're going to get rotation right below the elbow itself. You're on a single hinge on the wrist, which can also be rotated, of course. And the peg on this is actually really easy. It reminds me of like how Play Arts Kai pegs is, where it's just one solid peg. So it's really not forceful to be put on. So it actually works really, really well. You're going to get a nice ab joint, which is also on the peg. That's how far it goes on its own. Going off to the side, get about that much. It's hard to keep it to stay in that position solely because this joint is kind of weird. The joint actually pegs into the back, and then it goes like an L shape going down into the waist. So it does feel weird trying to do certain poses with it. just because it's awkward. But you get a nice bend forward. Going back, let's see if we can get this out the way. Push the cape back a little bit. Going back, not so much. So you won't really get that. Rotation, you really got to rotate at the waist more so if you are going to rotate anywhere. But you see what I mean? Like, that joint is just weird as shit. But you can get a little bit of rotation on it, so that's not a problem. You do get these hinge pieces on the belt to kind of give it the ability to move out the way when you are doing poses. At first, I didn't care for it. Then it kind of just grew on me. So it's not that bad, actually, once you get to messing around with it a bit. The legs are on the standard ball joint, thank God. It's not that shitty ass, let me take the joint out, turn it around 4 or 5 times to get a perfect hip pose. It actually works much more better. So it's more like just a straight up ball joint. Your swivel isn't that bad neither. Swivel actually works pretty okay. So that's that. Going down to the knee is on a single hinge. Get about that far of a bend. When they come to his foot, go down about that far. Go about that far. And then you have the hinge itself in the toe. And obviously you can do rotation on the ankle. And you can do a really nice pivot on the foot. So the figure itself is actually very articulated, which if you own any type of Revoltech figure, you know that's kind of where they specialty lies at. So if you're really big on posing, it's probably a really great figure for you. If you're not so much like messing around with figures too much, though, let's say if you're not big into the whole let me figure shit out, it's probably wouldn't be the best figure to go with, because it does take quite a bit of messing around to actually get the joint exactly the way you want it, so it can work with you. It did take me a minute to mess around with it. At first, I just straight up hated it completely. It's not the best. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's not as bad as it may seem. It's more so of just, you know, getting used to what you got and what you're working with. But to kind of give you an idea on the support of the joints, along with working with what good old Batman has. Let me put this on real quick. Alright. So I did this pose on my Instagram to kind of give you an idea. So what you want to do is pretty much get everything to overlay on one another, where it almost looks like one piece, but also it'll support the weight of it in the back end. So you can have it where Batman does the standard. I don't know if I can even have him this close. I might have to bring my camera back because his cape is pretty huge. His cape is fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna bring the camera back so y'all can actually see. He can stand up on his own. So going back a bit, I should give you an idea. Batman definitely has really, really nice amount of range of just messing around with it. Like I said, if you're big on poses, things like that, you'll probably love the figure. The crazy part is I actually did, with all this crap on him, I made him do a kick pose and he balanced on one leg. So this figure is actually pretty nuts on what it can actually pull off and do. So I would say if you're a Batman fan, if you're a fan of Jim Lee stuff, this is actually a really nice figure, to be honest with you. Do I think I may keep him? I don't know. I've been in the mixed bag. I've been debating if I want to get rid of some of my stuff just because I got other things in the works of getting, and I just need to make room. So he may stay in the collection, he may not. I don't know. But overall, I would say this is actually a pretty decent figure. It's not bad at all. It's just more so getting used to some of the shitty joints, which I've always been not a fan of, but I will say when you can do some pretty cool shit with it, it is pretty dope. But outside of that, that is my good old review of good old Batman here. Hopefully this helped out. Maybe this may help you decide if you like, hell no, I don't want this figure. Or you might be like, know what, that's cool, I actually want that figure. So hopefully this did something for you. If it did, that'd be awesome. Definitely, like I said, let me know some feedback on how is the camera working for you. If it's not working, then I will go back to my phone, because I know my phone allowed me to get really close on his balls. But there you go. So everyone, take care and continue to collect them.